Hey, did you see that? Yeah, I'm talking about what just happened on day 1 of free agency. The Dallas Cowboys, they actually made a move. And not just any move, they signed running back Javonte Williams right out of the gate. When was the last time we saw something like this from this front office? It's almost hard to believe, right? Let's be honest here. For years, we've been used to watching other teams get aggressive while the Cowboys just sit back, waiting for the leftovers. It became a pattern, a frustrating one, but this time, it feels different. The signing of Javonte Williams might not be the flashy blockbuster move you were dreaming about, but make no mistake, this isn't just about the player. It's about the message. This move screams one thing: something is changing inside the star. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Maybe you saw the name Javonte Williams pop up and felt underwhelmed. Maybe you were expecting a big name like Derrick Henry or Josh Jacobs, and that's totally fair, but before you dismiss it, take a step back and look at the bigger picture. This isn't just about who they signed, it's about when they signed him. Day 1, that's not something we've seen from this front office in years. It's almost like they're finally listening. Finally trying to get ahead instead of playing catch up, and now I want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. Do you think Javonte Williams was a good signing, or did you expect something bigger? Let's make this a poll. Type yes if you think he's a solid addition, or nitrogen monoxide if you're still not sold. I'll be reading your answers down there, and don't go anywhere, because what we're about to discuss next might completely change the way you see this signing. Let's get into it. Let me know when to continue with Chapter 2, Voca Dis, CO Chat GPT Dis. Great! Here's Chapter 2, following the structure and tone perfectly. Chapter 2: Javonte Williams, bust or quiet key piece, approximately equals 400 words. Alright, now let's really talk about Javonte Williams, because whether you love the signing or hated it, there's a lot more to this guy than just a name on a contract. You probably remember him from his time with the Denver Broncos. A powerful, downhill runner with great balance and tackle-breaking ability. In 2021, as a rookie, he made some serious noise, nearly 1,200 yards from scrimmage, and looked like one of the most promising young backs in the league. But then came the injury. That knee injury in 2020 slowed everything down and left a big question mark around his long-term value. So yeah, maybe that's why some fans are skeptical. Maybe that's why you felt disappointed at first. But think about this, the Cowboys didn't just grab any washed-up veteran. They're betting on a young running back who, if healthy, still has plenty left in the tank, and they got him without spending big money. Now let's compare him to other names that were floating around. Derrick Henry, he's a beast, no doubt, but his price tag and age don't exactly fit what this team is building. Josh Jacobs, talented, sure, but also coming off a down year and reportedly looking for a big payday. Javonte, on the other hand, checks some important boxes: physical, explosive, and still has upside. Plus, he fits what offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer wants: a tough, north-south runner who can complement a more dynamic rookie out of the draft. And that's another key point. This move doesn't mean the Cowboys won't draft a running back. In fact, it makes even more sense now. Javonte gives them a safety net, a strong, experienced option in case the rookie needs time to adapt. It's a strategic move, not just a filler signing. Now tell me this, would you have rather kept Rico Dowdle? Or do you think Javonte Williams was the smarter move here? Drop your answer in the comments, and let's open this up for a vote. Rico or Javonte? Which one would you trust more in this backfield? And hold on, because what I'm going to tell you next might surprise you even more, because this signing, it's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to what's really changing in Dallas. Let's keep going. Ready for Chapter 3? Just reply with C, Voca Dis, CO Chat GPT Dis. Perfect. Here comes Chapter 3, smoothly continuing the tone and flow. Chapter 3, something's changing in Dallas. Breaking historical patterns approximately equals for 100 words. Now let's get into the part that really caught my attention, and maybe yours too, because signing Javonte Williams isn't just about adding a running back. It's about something way bigger, something we haven't seen in a long time from this front office. Let me ask you straight, when was the last time you saw the Cowboys making a move like this on day one of free agency? Be honest, it just doesn't happen. Year after year, we've watched this team sit on the sidelines while other franchises aggressively chase upgrades. From 2020 to 2023, Dallas practically made a tradition out of waiting until the bargain bin phase, picking up second-tier veterans weeks into free agency. It was frustrating, predictable, and honestly, it felt like they just weren't serious. But this year feels different. This move wasn't massive, but it was fast, it was calculated. It sent a signal, not just to the fans, but to the rest of the league, that Dallas is approaching things with a new mindset. And that's what matters most here. Not the name, not the headlines, but the timing, the willingness to act decisively, early, and strategically. It makes you wonder, what's changed behind the scenes? Is the front office finally feeling the pressure? Is Will McClay getting more influence? Is Jerry, or maybe even Steven, realizing that the old ways just aren't enough anymore? I want you to really think about this. Maybe for the first time in years, the Cowboys aren't reacting, they're planning. They're trying to shape the offseason, not just clean up the leftovers. That alone is a shift worth paying attention to. What they could be setting up behind the curtain. Let's dive into that next. Let me know when to continue to Chapter 4. Just reply with C. Voca dis. CO chat GPT dis. Great. Let's keep the momentum going with Chapter 4. Chapter 4. Where is this heading? Trades on the horizon and the role of restructures approximately equals for 100 words. Alright. Now we're getting to the part that's really stirring up speculation. And it's not just about Javonte Williams anymore. It's about what this front office might be setting up behind the scenes, because if you've been paying attention, some of these moves just don't make sense. Unless something bigger is coming, let's talk about the restructures, starting with Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb. These aren't just casual cap adjustments. These are serious financial maneuvers, the kind you make when you're clearing space for something important. So the question is, why now? What are they preparing for? Think about it. If all you're doing is signing a mid-tier running back, you don't restructure your star quarterback and your elite wide receiver. You don't open up that kind of space just to play it safe. You do that when you're gearing up for something big, a blockbuster trade, a high-impact signing, a major shift in the roster. And that's where things get interesting. There's already buzz around potential targets. Names like Jaire Alexander have popped up, and man, imagine pairing him with Trevon Diggs. That secondary would instantly become one of the most dangerous in the league. Or how about Cooper Kupp? Yeah, it sounds like a dream, but if the Rams are really open to a move, and Dallas wants to give Dak another elite weapon, don't rule it out. These are the types of swings the Cowboys never take. But maybe, just maybe, that's changing. So I want to hear from you. Do you think a big trade is on the way? Or was this just a financial reset with no real plan? Hit the comments and vote. Yes, something big is coming, or nope, same old. Cowboys, and here's another question for you to drop in the comments. If you could trade for just one star player right now, who would it be? Name your dream pick, because like I said, this offseason might not be as predictable as we thought. And if these early signs are any indication, there's still plenty of surprise ahead. Let's talk about what it all means next. Is this the start of a real transformation, or are we just getting our hopes up again? Let me know when you're ready for Chapter 5. Just send C. Voca dis. CO chat GPT dis. Perfect. Let's bring it all together now with Chapter 5. Chapter 5. The new face of the Cowboys. Real hope or just another mirage? Approximately equals 300 words, so now we come to the big question. Is this the beginning of a new era for the Dallas Cowboys? Or just another false alarm? Because let's be honest, we've seen this movie before. A few moves here and there, a little buzz early in the offseason, and then? Nothing, the same old frustrations, the same. Conservative front office, the same outcome in January. But this time, doesn't it feel a little different? The timing alone is a major shift. This front office has always played it safe, waited weeks to make any real moves. But now, they made a splash on day one, maybe not with a superstar, but with a signal. A message that they might finally be willing to play the game a little differently. And when you combine that with the financial restructuring, the early moves, and the whispers of trades, something's definitely brewing. Look, I get it, trust in this franchise is earned, not given. But maybe, just maybe, this is the first real step toward building a team that doesn't just compete, but actually wins when it matters most. So I want to leave you with this. Do you believe this is real change or just temporary noise? Drop your take in the comments. I want to hear from you. And hey, if you've been feeling that same cautious optimism, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. We're going to follow this entire offseason, step by step, together. Because whatever happens next, you and I will be right here, breaking it all down on Cowboys News TV.